bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out.
Welcome into The Drive with AD and Raph. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Rapp.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
Brought to you by Sand Hills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, folks, it's Crazy Tuesday. I don't know what my days are right now, Nick.
I agree.
Travel kind of do that too. It was a good time on the spillover with Sip and Jake. If you're not listening to the Water Cooler in the morning, definitely check it out from 6 to 8 with Jake and Sip there in the morning. Raph is out today. He's traveling. He's on the road today. But we got we wouldn't even say feeling. We got one of the legends. He comes in whatever station he wants to pop on, whatever show he wants to come on. He come do it because when you're a Hall of Famer, HOF, you can do that. We got the Hall of Famer linebacker.
The bullpen.
AD
put out the bat signal last night.
From the airport.
From the airport. Yeah, I mean, hey, that must have been. I was like, hey, he said he's in the airport. Hey, brother, I need some help. He said HBO, help a brother out. I said, yeah, I think I could do something, man. You know, it's a little chilly outside, so it's before anything I got going on. But yeah, I'm always, if I can, lend a helping hand. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
we got Jay Foreman, former Nebraska linebacker, Hall of Famer, 10-year NFL vet. I was watching the game last night in the airport, man. First of all, the first 3 quarters of that game looked like a repeat of Sunday Night Football.
Man, it was horrible, right?
It was terrible the first 3 quarters.
It's not been overall, all 32 teams, good football.
No.
And I think they're still in preseason mode. But also what people are missing is that I like this type of mindset where now this is just in the first 3 games and you have to have the right guys. And I'm just talking from a defensively where I like it that the coordinators are like, bump it. We are going to be in your face and mug you, and we're going to take our chances. We got good and so what that's doing, they finally come to terms as let's not let the offenses dictate to us anymore. Let's go out here and compete. I'm paying you, and so there's more guys. It's just like it seems like back when I say was coming out, finding a 6'2" and above receiver was like a unicorn that could run and catch and all that.
Right.
But now it's like there's a lot of small forwards that aren't good enough to play basketball because point guards aren't just 6'1" anymore.
Right.
They mess around and be like 6'6". Look at Sam Griesel and all that other stuff. So now they come out and play football. Well, these corners, you're getting a lot of corners as well, and it's fashionable to be out there. And whether it's through 7-on-7 or just the kind of cycle of way stuff goes, guys are feeling like they can lock up a little bit more, and their linebackers are smaller now, right? So if you look at like Shaq Leonard that plays for the Colts, he didn't play this weekend, but if you see him, I mean, I've met him before because he's from down in South Carolina.
Bro, he was on the sideline. Did you see him celebrate?
Right.
Okay, hold that point.
Right.
Jay, when he was celebrating, all right. I didn't know that was Shaq Leonard. I thought it was like a wide receiver. Yeah, watch this. You see it on the street.
Yeah, he looks like...
Bro, he looks like a wide receiver or quarterback.
I ran into him in Charlotte at Harris Teeter, which is like a high V.
Okay.
And he was up there training with Eric Moles, who's another former teammate of mine. So it just so happened.
At the grocery store.
Right, grocery store. And I was like, I was like, dang, is that him? So I just went up and introduced myself. I mean, he's a great player.
Yeah.
But when I tell you...
What's his measurables?
I'm 6'2". He's a legit 6'3", but he's got long arms though. Long arms. And so that helps him not have to be that big. He
gets people off him quick.
Right. And he's slippery, He is Tony Veland's bigger than him.
Really?
Like bulkier.
Bulk-wise.
He's probably a little bit bigger than my man Freaky Ty Williams.
You lying.
He might be listed at 220. Homeboy.
How much he weigh, Nick? What you think he weighs, man?
That might be.
He can't be more than
that's what he
230.
reports at training camp. By the end of training camp, he's down to 210, 215.
Jay, I weigh 211 right now.
Yeah.
So he probably weighs about 5 more pounds.
Yeah,
than
he's
me.
about that. But you can tell he's strong, he's lean, and you can play all game.
He's a baller.
But that's the way the game's going. So I think it's helping. And it's not you don't see a lot of teams, even though Dallas ran all over the Giants last night.
Oh my goodness.
You don't see a lot of teams trying to pound you anymore. So it's almost like defensive coordinators, they're thinking as long as we can hold our head above water in the run game, we need to focus on. And again, you got to stop the explosive
and they're going
plays.
after quickness,
Right. And these guys that are rushing the passer, you better get home. And so you saw that last night with the Cowboys. DeMarcus Lawrence, I won't even give a shameless plug to myself. When he got drafted, I told back there if you go back to my Twitter, I said he will be the steal of the draft. I watched him a couple times when he was at Boise State.
Yeah.
His athletic ability is off the chart.
Yeah.
And coming out of college, and when he's healthy, that Dallas defense is the next level.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Parsons is special.
He is.
But
he was the biggest steal of his draft as
well.
well.
But when you have DeMarcus Lawrence, it's like you have two.
You got 2 hybrids.
Yeah, you got 2 guys that can do multiple things.
Right.
Because DeMarcus Lawrence can even go inside and rush. You know what I'm saying? And so, Dallas was obviously the better team. The Giants, it's weird because the Giants' offensive line has pieces, but they're really, really bad. Like Evan Neal, who was a number 3 or 4 pick, right tackle, he'll end up, if he doesn't get better at right tackle, and he might be it's weird enough to say a better left tackle than right tackle because that's what he's always played. He might end up being a guard, which might be better for him just because of his build. But the NFL hasn't been totally exciting. There's been some exciting games, but there's been some teams that haven't played well. Who was it? Somebody?
Terrell Farley.
Come on, man.
He already started.
I mean, what's it?
He goes, Chill, you from Minnesota and played at Buffalo.
So what that got to do with anything?
You said it was all cold. You said it
Terrell
was chilly
already
outside.
talking. You know, Terrell already, Terrell like, folks, we talk about, of course, we talk about the black shirt. Terrell like one of them old men in the morning. He probably sit on the porch with a cup of coffee, just sitting there yelling at kids, online cussing people out.
Because but I'm going to tell you what Terrell does. We got a friend, Jay Jackson, that loves Oklahoma, right? And that's all he talks junk. And it's weird.
He got a national championship for Nebraska.
Right. I don't understand. You can't. We always, because me and Jay were in the same class.
Yep.
So, and Jay was a great athlete, I thought, right? And so, and he, and it's like so we went through it together, won a national championship, and then all of a sudden now he's OU fan.
You think he was born in Norman,
right? Or played there, right? Or has some connection. He ain't got no connection. But he loves Oklahoma, and then every time Oklahoma loses, Terrell be killing him on Facebook because he does with the Michael Jordan face.
Yes, if you don't follow Terrell Farley on Facebook, I mean, all I'm gonna say is buckle up.
Yeah,
because he's coming after you.
He keeping it real too. He kill you if he killed you with the Steelers.
You know what, Jay, little bro, I didn't even want to look at it. I purposely did not go to Facebook because I knew Terrell was gonna get me one of them memes.
Yeah.
Man, he had that one dude, knucklehead up in Wisconsin, that young kid with a bunch of crying faces, and Steelers logo on it.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, they be killing you, man. But for Terrell, listen here. Just because I grew up in the cold doesn't mean that I like the cold. You know what I'm saying? If you ever watch Game of Thrones, you got Jon Snow. He's the king of the north, but he had to go down south south of pretty much Spain. He had to chop some heads off down there. I prefer it to be nice and warm. And Nebraska doesn't give you any in between.
No.
Last Tuesday it was 105 degrees out.
Man, it was 45 degrees when I walked out this morning.
Right now it was like, oh well, skip fall. Here you go, winter.
Here you go.
Yeah,
ta-dow.
And then we're gonna get up to 65 or 70 for like 2 hours in the late afternoon when nobody can do nothing.
You know what, Chief? I'm gonna say this. I want to get some golfing with you this week, but I know it ain't gonna happen because I like temperatures like this, but I'll be traveling. But this is golfing weather. Eric A4 says, I didn't think the studio could handle the energy of both AD and Foreman. Heaven forbid if Strick stops by.
Hey, Strick be crump.
Yeah.
Strick was somewhere yesterday. I just turned it on and Strick was coming through the mic.
Oh, yeah.
He hype man production.
Strick back that hat up. They start talking in the third person.
Right.
Well, Stricky thinks.
Yeah. He reminded me. The first person I ever heard talking to third person was Travis Henry.
Really?
And when I was in Buffalo, I was in my third or fourth year. And so Travis was a second-round pick. We had Jonas Jennings, who
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
He's down there. He's the director of player personnel down
at school at, man?
He went to Georgia.
That's right.
Me and him played together in Buffalo, and then my only year in San Francisco.
Okay.
And him and Travis were tight. Two young dudes.
Can you imagine them cats together, man?
They were wide open. And then they had a cat named Reggie Germain from Ohio State. who failed a drug test. And this is back when you didn't. This is back before old boy from the Vikings had the Wizinator. So you could just, if you get the right person when you had to take the drug, you could have somebody. You could come in there with somebody else's urine or whatever. So Reggie Jermaine or German, they was like, bruh, you suspended by the league. Not only did you fail the drug test, but you pregnant. I was oh. Well, then Reggie told Danny Smith, the special team coach, well, it ain't mine. You know what I'm saying? Because he just went and does it. You know what I'm saying?
You suspended, but you're pregnant.
You're pregnant. Congratulations. Well, hey, Reggie Germain was well before his time, right? You know, and so, you know, Travis Henry. So we were about to play a Dolphins. Yeah. And it was a cold game. So we always kind of knew once we could get the
Dolphins are coming up to Buffalo.
And we knew once we could have him. This is when they had that defense. You know, they had Jason Taylor, Zach Thomas, and all them. And so we always had a game. We got to bring it to these cats early, right? And Travis was from Tennessee in was it Frostproof, Florida, because he had rushed for like 8, some crazy number.
He was a beast.
And so I was like, Travis, you know, I was like, I used to call him T Hen.
Yeah.
I was like, T Hen, how you feeling today? He's like, Travis is feeling pretty fair.
Travis is feeling pretty fair.
Pretty fair. He's like, Travis is feeling pretty fair. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, Travis is feeling pretty fair.
Speaking of third person.
Peerless Price was like, yeah, when he starts to get in game mode, he goes into the third person.
What think about him and Peerless both played at Tennessee.
Yeah.
Dude, I ain't heard that name in a long time.
Yeah, Peerless Price.
Travis
Henry, Jamal Lewis, Sean Bryson.
All Tennessee guys.
Yeah. And so Buffalo was drafting all these Tennessee guys, so we'd always go back and forth about, you know, we played them, and then the next year they won and all this other stuff. So, but we had some good times, man.
Foreman,
in the cold.
This is Huffy that says Foreman is on the air. Hell yeah, Jay. Wish why you couldn't your Bills went and shut up Jake and his lucky Dolphins.
I was sitting there watching this game. Hey, Ken Dorsey lost that game. I know Josh Allen is that dude, but how you throw the ball 63 times and you was running the ball? How you run so many plays on offense? The offense is tired. Whereas like when we used to go play down in Miami, sometimes it'd be hot. We would only go out for like 10 minutes to get warm because it was so humid.
How long did they pre-warm up, you think?
Buffalo, well, at least when we were there and Wade, and we every time they wanted to play, we had to wear blue jerseys, and it'd be, you know, so much hotter and humid than coming down from Buffalo.
Yeah.
We would only go for 10 minutes. We'd stretch and do a lot of our like kind of calisthenics there. We go and do some, you know, like some pass drops and get into each other. Then, you know, we get, you know, run a couple plays, kick field, but it was real short. Yeah. Come out to the game and then get after a little bit, then ready to go.
You know, Jay, you said something earlier, man. But they still got their preseason mode. This is week 3. No, technically, it's week 3. Just finish week 3 up.
Yeah.
Okay. How long should it take for teams to get out of that preseason?
They should be ready right now. They should be starting to hit their hit their stride right now.
Because you start messing around like this,
like the Raiders. Like this is like you have a couple more bad weeks. You already thinking about what you're doing in the offseason. Yeah. Because Josh McDaniels can get up there. Because here's what you start thinking about if you're on the Raiders, if you're a veteran, right? You start your whole mind. All right, I got to finish out the season because they're gonna start looking. They start you start the season off. You got a contract. You're part of the team. Then once you start losing, they like we just finding a reason to get rid of you. So then you want to play well.
You start playing individualistic.
Then you just know that you got to go out and handle you start to become singular focused because you know you most likely you're not going to make the playoffs because.
But that's what I mean, individual. You start to think about my contract right now.
And well, you start thinking about, okay, what happens if they want me to restructure or a pay cut or ultimately everybody wants to win the game, but ultimately in the NFL, the big difference is you got to make sure you do your job because that's the most important thing is you to continue to play. Mm-hmm. You know, and there's one thing that I learned early in my career. And Thurman Thomas told me this, and I don't know why he told me this because he never had to really play special teams. He said, "Look, he was a young buck, and I was lucky enough to be in the middle. It was
you had some.
It was Bruce. Bruce had 2 lockers.
Yep.
And literally,
Bruce had 2 lockers.
Yeah. And I had a auxiliary locker. So mine wasn't even as big as one. So it let me know they was like, this brother might not make the team. You know what I'm saying? Coming in as a late draft choice. You know, I always tell people, you know what? They gave me a couple packs of gum and a smack on the butt. Welcome to Buffalo. So I had a smaller locker, and then Thurman had 2 lockers. But the best thing I was able to do is hear these two conversate.
Some wisdom.
And just sit there and I never said anything. But Thurman, he was always great to me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because one story about Thurman is I was up there in Buffalo, and when you're a rookie and you start to get around Thanksgiving, and I had 4 roommates in college, so my dad would come in, Rutgers family, Tony, so we always had good Thanksgiving. Right. So this is your first one year out there. I didn't have and Wade was like, hey, our veterans, we tell our guys if rookie you guys don't have anywhere to go, get with guys in your room. And Sam Cowart had a wife and a whole bunch of kids. Sam Rock, everybody was like kind of, so I was kind of I was like, cool. I was gonna get like Boston Market and chill. You know what I mean? I mean, to be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? So Thurman, he's like, hey, you got somewhere to go? And I'm like, yeah. And then so he must have asked the linebackers. Mm-hmm. And because I was like, yeah, I'm going, and I didn't. So he had me over his house. He's like, I'm demanding you to go. And one of the best things,
Thomas tells you to come over, you come over.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah. And I ate good too. You know what I'm saying? And he said one of the best things, he said, listen here, young buck, the best thing you can do. He's like, if you ever have a game that you say like don't play up to your potential, have a bad game, he's like, make sure you play well on special teams, every single one. So when we're talking about special teams down there, I mean, I played special teams all 4 years here in Nebraska. And all 9 years in the NFL. Did I like doing it? No, but
job security. But
then I tried to come, like, think of it as a positive. Did I like covering punts? No, but here's what I thought: why not cover a punt? Especially when I was in Houston. When Buffalo we were scoring points, the Flutie Flakes, it was like we would punt 3 or 4 times.
Right.
Houston, we were punting so much. I was like, you know what? Hey, this would be a nice little warm up. So I'm making sure because we would get we were good for a couple first downs.
Right.
Get over to 50, stall. We're going to do sky punt. We know it ain't returned anyways. And we had a punter named Chad Stanley. He would kick this thing out the roof. It'd be like 38 yards, but it'd be like 8-minute hang time. Right. So we know he ain't returned anyways. So I was like, all right, cool. I can get me a quick little headbutt in.
Good to stretch the legs.
And get me a nice little stride out down there. But I always did it. And then I'll never forget when we first game in Houston and we played against Dallas. And I played pretty decent as far as like making tackles and stuff, but I dropped the easy pick. I did. I dropped the easy pick. And the reason why is because we had scrimmaged against them earlier, and I got in a fight with like their center, and I punched him underneath here, right here. So this whole thing was swollen, so I had a pad, and I tried to catch it. I was like, oh, I got this. Boop.
So
money.
You went to violence, and it came back.
Yes, it did. It did get me. It did get me. Trying to be Debo didn't work, right? But AD, I'm trying to earn my stripes. Right. You know what I'm saying? Trying to earn my stripes.
We come back. I want to talk more about this fighting that Jay would do. And it doesn't surprise me that your listeners, it may surprise you, but no, don't let Jay's quietness fool you. That dude is a monster.
Yeah.
Folks, you're on the drive with AD and Raph. We got the Hall of Famer Jay Ford filling in this morning. We'll be right back to the Pay Some Bills.
If you need to sell equipment and trucks, Ritchie Brothers' new Lincoln Satellite Yard lets you free up space at your property and get local access to all Ritchie Brothers auctions. Drop your equipment off and sell it online at any Ritchie Brothers auction, Iron Planet, or via Marketplace E. The yard is at 8801 US 6 Lincoln. It's secure and makes for easy in-person buyer inspections and pickup. Take advantage of this yard to sell at Ritchie Brothers' Great Plains Regional Auction, September 15th and 16th. For details, visit rbauction.com/Lincoln.
You're getting lots of steps in this fall between going to football and volleyball games. Are your shoes getting worn out? For the rest of September, when you stop by Brown Shoe Fit, you can take an additional 20% off the men's clearance rack sale price. The clearance rack has your favorite brands like Brooks, New Balance, Clarks, and more. Hurry in for the best selection in your size. The sale ends September 30th, so hurry in now for 20% off all shoes on the men's clearance rack at Brown Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln. Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smooth. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online at deckcityne.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 27th Street.
It's time again for Lincoln's Best Oktoberfest, the 7th annual Piedmont Oktoberfest, October 8th from 5 to 11 p.m. Enjoy dozens of beers, amazing local food, live music, costume contests, stein holding contests, yodeling, and more, with tickets starting at only $33. Live music by the B Street Band, provided by Aloe Fiber, and safe rides home, provided by Z-Trip and the Nebraska Department of Transportation Highway Safety Office. Get your tickets today at the shopsatpiedmont.com. Use promo code The Ticket to receive 10% off your complete order. It's the Piedmont Oktoberfest, the shops at Piedmont.com. Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs. People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit asbmidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for mechanics of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage, full benefits package, along with paid time off within just 60 days of employment, as well as a 401k and a boot and clothing allowance. Interested in becoming a part of the Landmark difference? Apply now at landmarkimp.com/careers or contact Deanna 402-310-7561 or email careers@landmarkimp.com. That's landmarkimp.com. Landmark Implement is an equal opportunity employer.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Hello, everybody. I'm Charlie Stone, and joining me in just a moment is Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. But before I bring Andy on, I need to tell you about something that really got my attention. Just the other day, I saw on television Andy announcing that in the last 50 years, they had sold and serviced close to 100,000 vehicles.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, actually, the number would be a lot higher if we add in how many repeat customers we have for service and that come back to buy cars from us over and over and over again.
Now, Andy, tell everybody about your special offer.
Well, as most people know, always trade for vehicles, but now we're offering for people to come in and sell us their cars. We're ready to buy, bring it on in, whether it's a year old or a few years old, and we'll pay them cash that same day. It'll be hassle-free, and we'll do it the Honda of Lincoln way.
Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of buying cars, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
We stand on the shoulders of women who came before us.
Women who fought for their own financial futures.
And now it's our turn.
Join us. Visit WeSaySaveIt.org and take control of your financial future by saving for retirement.
A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
This is The Drive with AD and Raph on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hello. Good morning. Let's go. Hello. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Know you've been waiting.
Well, folks, we're back. The The Drive with AD and Rap. We got the Hall of Famer Jay Foreman joining us this morning with Nick as well. In fact, this afternoon from 1 to 2. If you're not doing anything, check out Nick as well as Rico. They have their show at 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. They do a great job. Rico has some pipes on him, too. I was listening to that yesterday, Nick. I was like, what's Rico doing? Rico was on there blowing like he was Sinatra.
Yeah. Flavor of the week.
Rico can sing?
Oh, no, he can't.
Oh.
He made a song and he's proud of it because he's got lyrics.
Jay,
You know how
Rico
Rico is.
Dying laughing, man. I'm like, Rico, that's really Rico on there blowing, dog.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know how
Rico took it
is.
from the car to the airway.
He should have kept it in the car.
Right, he's a brave soul, right?
Yeah.
Well, anyways,
trust me, I know about that.
Back to this fight. So I bruised my hand down here, and so our trainer put this pad on.
Where your palm is
right?
at.
Because I was like, dog, I was like, I just told him, I say, look, man, when I try to punch and pull on these linemen, man, this stuff hurt.
It's hurt, and you couldn't say nothing.
Couldn't say nothing. So then that's how I dropped it. But then I was like, okay, well, I dropped the pick. So I was like, man, I got to start tearing some heads off on special teams. So remember Roy Williams, the safety from Oklahoma?
Oh, yeah.
Man, I drove him into the Gatorade. Into the Gatorade. Because I was like, I gotta get all my blocks, you know what I'm saying, on kickoff return, and I drove homeboy in the Gatorade, man. So that's just you gotta get after it sometimes. But I think as far as like the Huskers go, going forward, I I look at it like it's a good opportunity for them. I think it's 8 weeks in the season.
Okay. I'm glad you bring that up.
I think it's 8 weeks in the season. It's a unique opportunity. I know Georgia Tech just let their head coach go. So
Georgia Tech. Think about this: Georgia Tech, Arizona State, Nebraska. There's Boise State. Didn't they just fire theirs? Or someone from there's another coach that got fired too.
Yeah.
Ain't even October. But go ahead.
So I think it's unfortunate that it happened so early, and it's odd. But I think it's a good opportunity for these players in two fronts, right? You go out there and play well and play for Mickey like you should. He's got a realistic chance of being the head coach for next year. That kind of gives you like job security, right?
Right.
You're playing well. And number two, you need to play well because if you're a Husker and there is another coach, they're watching the tape. So it isn't you get a new slate, but if you're out there loafing and you're not playing well, it's hard for you to sit in front of them and like, okay, well, since you're my coach, because a coach, football is one thing, right? I played for a lot of not a lot of coaches, but some coaches I didn't particularly care for, both position coaches, defensive coordinators, or even administrator, which would be a GM or something like that. And I played with some players that I didn't particularly care for.
Right.
But ultimately, and that's any team.
Right.
At any level.
Yeah.
So ultimately, if you love football, you're gonna go, and all that stuff is subsided once you get on the field. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And so you need to go out there and play, and it's a tremendous opportunity to make a bowl game. You got winnable games that you can.
You still have the conference that's still in front of you.
Right there. If you and it's not like you're at a deficit, in my opinion, of talent. Now, what you need is your own internal guidance, right?
Mm-hmm.
The guys that are supposed to be your leaders need to really start leading, and it's not just talking; it's your actions. And everybody needs to step up. You need to spend more time in the film room, more time in the weight room, more time together. This isn't the time to sit there and woe is me. Yes, it hurt that your head coach and defensive coordinator were let go. They're grown men. They'll be fine. They're both good coaches. Yep. They'll end up coaching places, whenever they see fit. Your job, and this isn't being callous, but at this point in time, that was, a week or so ago.
Right.
Okay. No, Indiana doesn't care about your feelings coming in here.
Not at all.
They're going to come in motivated
with a chip on their shoulder
because they just lost.
Mm-hmm.
And so you need to have a chip on your shoulder and not think just because it's a winnable game on paper and you're more talented than them on paper that they're going to roll over. And I think that's kind of like the breaking point or like the kind of like roadblock that some of these players are trying to face. Like, people telling you you're good or you should win is one thing, but going out there and doing it is a totally different mindset.
We got Angry for No Reason. What's up, Angry for No Reason? If you two want to golf, come down to Beatrice Country Club. Solid course worth the drive. Man, that course is fire. You play that one?
No, I've never been down there. Never been to Beatrice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Jay, we need to go to Beatrice Country Club.
Yeah, I've never been down there.
Course. Okay,
is that where Jake's from?
Mm-hmm.
Is that where Jake is from?
Yeah.
I didn't realize you're from Beatrice. They have a the first nine is like their original.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of reminds you like a Hillcrest.
Okay.
That back nine, man, that course lit my tail.
They said hello, my friend.
It was like, hey, how you doing, brother? Come on back here.
Yeah.
that course is fun, man. It's only we could leave both our houses and be there like literally 30 minutes, man. So we definitely
I've never been to
appreciate it.
Yeah,
it's a fun course, man.
Yeah.
It's a great.
I've heard about it though.
T. Farley shooting crazy images of the crying Jordan for the Giants fans last night. Henry says, "Does VJ know you didn't care for him, Jay?"
VJ,
Rashawn, talk about Rashawn, man. And yes, 0019, it is a hard course. Those fairways, man, are like driving a golf ball down a hole,
like an alley,
man. But you drive the ball far and straight, though. For me, I'd have some problems. For me, Jay, I very seldomly 3-putt. That's what saves my game most time. I don't 3-putt much, but I haven't played a lot this summer, though, man. I just been gone, and I know you ain't played a lot either, coach and everything. Jay, to me, what else I want to get into today, man? I wonder, first of all, Nick was talking about his bee sting. I was thinking about this yesterday.
You got a bee sting?
Man,
I got golf scramble on Saturday at Woodland Hills.
You got stung once?
Stung by a bee, yeah. And it was still red and inflamed yesterday.
Bring him out.
Oh,
it was on my thigh.
Oh, dang.
It was on my thigh. It hurts.
So is it still bad?
No, it's subsided a little bit. It still itches, but it's not red and inflamed anymore.
So he's got his bee sting. Jay, you done punched a dude with your hand.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this. I even took it in my notes right here. Something that's different about you or a talent you have very few people know about. Think about that. I want you to listeners, give us a call on the Starter Heyman text line. Give us a text, 424-645-685. Something, an injury you had that was crazy or something that a talent you have no one knows about you. Crazy thing about me, y'all? So I know you got a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I had 6 fingers when I was born.
Oh.
Jason, you see the stubs?
Yeah, he the hand.
Yeah.
AD the hand, Davis. The hand.
Dude, you can see the stubs
on my
pinkies.
You should have kept him, man. He be catching everything. BB through a windstorm.
Man.
I had 6 fingers, man. You can see the stubs on my pinkies, but they didn't have any bones in them. So they just dangled.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I'd been crazy counting in 6s, dog. You know what I'm saying? In math. But my mom said, no, you got to cut them off. But I had 6 fingers when I was a
that's
baby,
crazy.
Man.
That is insane.
You can see it on there. Something crazy. That maybe Hilselbear says, how you think Miami feels today? Bro. Hey, Hilselbear, I'm going to tell you right now.
Miami Hurricanes?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Bro, Middle Tennessee?
They was break.
At the crib?
Yeah, and they were going house call on them cats, too.
Oh, what's number 2, that receiver? No, was it number 2 or number 81? No, it's number 2.
Yeah, cocked the head back on him.
Rolled out.
Yeah.
And you see where that dude on Twitter, man, Brendan.
Brendan,
what is it?
Mr. Go 30. He be killing folks.
He was killing them the other day, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I was dying laughing.
Cats are gonna start worrying about him when you play. Like if you get ran over or something, or you get your ankles broke, you be like, man, Mr. Go 30 gonna get me.
I'm looking at the athlete.
The urinated down my leg. The moment's too big. But why always killing Davis?
Davis, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Davis,
you didn't want to play football.
Hey, because you know what? To be honest with you, sometimes you be in the meeting room, and it be like that. In them NFL locker rooms,
I can only imagine.
Or in the locker room, and sometimes in the meeting room, man, coaches be asking you, "Hey."
Coach Brown lit me up so bad one time, man.
Oh, for real?
I went into the huddle, man, and it was the play was long, Jay. Because Coach Osborne would call some long plays, man. And I'm running out there, man. I was just eating a hot dog 2 minutes before, so I wasn't really expecting to get in the game at that point. You know what I'm saying, man? So I'm trying to wolf down this Fairbury. Coach Brown, AD. I'm like, oh, so I chucked the hot dog real quick. Coach Osborne gives me a play, man, that's longer than O Street. I go out there and get the play to Brooke Behringer, God rest his soul. Brooke Behringer looked at me, Jay. He goes, AD, we don't even have that play, bro. So he checked out of it.
Yeah.
He checked out, and I'm lined up out there, and Brooke looks at me, and he just shook his head. You can see the smile on his face.
Like AD don't know what's going on.
I come to the sideline. I try to run as far as away.
Yep.
Coach Osborne said, AD, come on down here real quick. He goes, you didn't know the play, did you? I said, Coach, I messed it up. He just patted me on the head.
Yeah.
I went back and grabbed another piece of my hot dog. I thought it was done. Oh, no, Coach Brown don't miss nothing.
Yeah.
We in the meetings Monday morning, man. Monday afternoon. Coach Brown keeps rewinding the play. And John Veldrill's sitting next to me, Reggie Ball, and Abdul just starts laughing. And Coach Brown goes, AD's running a play here that's not even our repertoire. He said That repertoire.
Yo, I can see him.
John Becker goes, "Hey D, what does repertoire mean?"
Hey, that was one thing about our team back then. If you did something like that,
they was calling you out.
You was getting killed.
Coach Brown rewound it 3 times. See, folks, this is what happens when you're not paying attention,
right?
And when you never know when you're going to go in the game. Yeah. This is Davis, AD. Right. You got to pay attention. Yeah. He said it like 3 times. I mean, you just sitting there. What you going to say, man?
That's the right play.
Yeah, because and I said, Coach, I think I called it right when he goes, "We're going to see Monday." Dude, I was dreading the whole weekend. Monday.
You can't even have you can't even celebrate victory. You can't even celebrate victory, man.
See, Sunday morning, I was still like, Coach Brown gonna call me.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, film session when you have dudes in there that have no problem to call you out is no joke, man.
Oh, bro.
I told the story about when I got lit up in the preseason against the Rams.
Oh, we got to hear about it, man.
Somebody asked me, "Do you know his name?" I said, "I never want to see that play again."
You got killed.
And then I said, "It's enough." Nick was talking to me about Oklahoma.
Oh man.
It's so bad. My daughters clown me about it.
Your daughters do?
Yeah. Daddy, is that the interception you just fell on the turf?
The interception, the turf monster got you.
Turf monster got me. Bing. Just imagine right now if that happened, Mr. Go 30.
Oh, bro.
Davis, you get the interception. You got the interception. One-handed interception. Look at you.
Look at you. Pitch down his leg.
Pitch down his leg. Moment too big. Run to the sideline. Just like your mama.
Just like your mama. Folks, this is the Drive with AD and Raph. We got the Hall of Famer Jay Foreman filling in today along with Nick. We'll be back. We'll talk some Husker football and also what's going on in college football.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And, of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at Wingstop.com.
At Allo, we think you deserve the fiber things in life, like binging your favorite TV shows and movies buffer-free, next level, lag-free gaming, and video calls without frozen faces. So say goodbye to lag and buffering and hello to super fast fiber internet with dedicated 24/7 support for total peace of mind. Plus, no hidden fees, no expiration dates, and no contracts, ever. From dependable service to exceptional support, experience the fiber things with Allo. Go to allofiber.com/fiberthings and switch today.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
If you need to sell equipment and trucks, Ritchie Brothers' new Lincoln Satellite Yard lets you free up space at your property and get local access to all Ritchie Brothers auctions. Drop your equipment off and sell it online at any Ritchie Brothers auction, Iron Planet, or via Marketplace E. The yard is at 8801 US 6 Lincoln. It's secure and makes for easy in-person buyer inspections and pickup. Take advantage of this yard to sell at Ritchie Brothers' Great Plains Regional Auction, September 15th and 16th. For details, visit rbauction.com/Lincoln.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batstorats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for mechanics of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage, full benefits package, along with paid time off within just 60 days of employment, as well as a 401k and a boot and clothing allowance. Interested in becoming a part of the Landmark difference? Apply now at landmarkimp.com/careers or contact Deanna 402-310-7561 or email careers@landmarkimp.com. That's landmarkimp.com. Landmark Implement is an equal opportunity employer.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppel Chevrolet GMC, and things are cooking in Louisville. Right now, our pre-owned sales are off the charts, and we have loaded up the lots full of inventory. We've got a great supply of Sierras, Silverados, Tahoes, Yukons, and crossovers. Plus, we've got a great supply of back-to-school cars just in time for the big day. Don't forget about all of those new 2022 and 2023 units arriving every day as well. So please take that short, money-saving drive down 144th Street or shop online at coppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Expect sunny skies and another beautiful fall day. We'll top out at around 78. Winds turning out of the north-northeast at around 10. Tonight, mainly clear, a low down to around 41, so it will be a chilly night and a cooler day for our Wednesday. Plenty of sunshine again, but a high of 69. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Allo, we think you deserve the fiber things in life, like binging your favorite TV shows and movies buffer-free, next level, lag-free gaming, and video calls without frozen faces. So say goodbye to lag and buffering and hello to super fast fiber internet with dedicated 24/7 support for total peace of mind. Plus, no hidden fees, no expiration dates, and no contracts, ever. From dependable service to exceptional support, experience the fiber things with Allo. Go to allofiber.com/fiberthings and switch today.
Get a lot of advice about self-care these days, but one of the most important self-care steps we can take is making sure we're financially secure later in life. For small steps you can take to save for retirement, visit wesaysaveit.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Woo! Bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out. Welcome into the Drive with AD and Raph. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Rapp.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history. We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
Brought to you by Sand Hills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
So you guys, Rico, I want to talk about Rico singing again real quick. Nick, why don't you sing a song, man?
That's in the past. DP, when I used to produce his afternoon show with Jay, he used to make me sing
every
and
Friday.
rap. Yeah,
You be rapping?
I would try.
Let me hear one of your lyrics.
It was very clear enunciation.
Yeah,
and it was on point. He did. But what'd you do? Pumps in the bump?
Let me hear it.
Or what'd you do?
Come on. Who wants to hear Nick sing this morning?
Nobody.
Send us a text if you want to hear Nick
Get
sing.
jiggy with it.
Yeah, he did.
Get jiggy with
it.
Jay, was he tearing it up, man?
The one you did good though. You were kind of getting into it. I forget what the first
there was
one.
A lot.
The first one you were nervous. The second one you was on. You was on.
So
he practiced.
Which one was his best one, Jay?
Was it Tip Drill? Or was it?
It wasn't tip drill. You taught me about tip drill though.
Or was it pumps in a bump?
Probably.
It was pumps in a bump.
It was probably pumps in a bump.
Yeah.
But
we're gonna let that rest.
We go eventually. I'm gonna have you sing.
We'll see.
Ohio Husker says Beatrice is a great country club, golf club. I played 3 tournaments there in high school. They hosted districts when I was a junior. It's a great course they got there. 8787 says, I need an opinion. Jack Fire or Fireball? I ain't never heard of Jack Fire.
I don't know. What's the other one?
Well, Fireball, it's a little Fireball, little whiskey or whatever it is. Yeah.
Go with the old reliable.
Burn your chest out.
Yeah.
Who we got here? JJ Weaver. There's a dude that plays for Kentucky football with 6 fingers. JJ Weaver. I didn't realize that. He's got 6 fingers. I'm gonna check it out. Big Bird, I appreciate it, man. D-Ron said, I ripped my front teeth out on the basketball net. One was sticking straight out. The other was on the floor with a piece of skull.
Wow.
Snaps. D-Ron, what's what?
Man, Snaggletooth Rock.
Snaggletooth Rock. Come on, D-Ron.
Oh, nasty.
Hey, Ryan said, we're going to need Nick not only to sing, but also to dance.
Yeah, that's not happening. Neither one's happening. Those are all in the closet.
Oh, you see Not So Soft?
Man.
Hey, Ron.
Where are you right now? He said, when I was a kid, my mom didn't see me and ran me over and multiple fractured my hip. The worst whooping I ever got. I told her, at least I didn't run you over. Damn.
Hey, Ron.
Where are you? That takes the cake. You got
bro,
your mom can't say nothing. Mom, you ran me over.
Mom, you ran me over. Yeah. No matter what you do, you can stay out all night.
Yeah.
You ran me over.
You ran me over, Mom. It's lifetime payback.
That's bro, ran you over. Hey, Ron, I'm still glad you're here with us, my man.
Yeah.
Nick,
you got ran over, then you got whooped.
Yeah, I'm just thinking
you're
like,
mad
for standing there.
Yeah.
She got mad at you for standing there.
Yeah, why didn't you get in the way so I saw you?
Yeah. Man.
Hey, you want to hear a funny story?
Yeah.
Here's a funny story. So where I'm from in Frederick, Maryland, when I was growing up, it was a small little town or whatever, and everybody, it's kind of military. They got Fort Detrick and stuff like that. So we're down on St. Street. It's where my dad and everybody grew up. So we go down. So my Aunt Lulu lived at the top of St. Street in her house. So we're walking down to go, we just go down to the park or whatever. So it's me, my cousin Craig, and my dad and my grandfather. And we're just walking down. And across the street, there was this young, he must have been either a teenager or something, getting into it with his pops. And they
like
were loud and like pushed his pops or whatever, right?
Whoa, pushed him.
Yeah, so we stopped and watched, right? And, I mean, he's like, dang, I ain't never seen nothing like that.
Right.
You do that to one of the foremans, you get DDT'd on the spot.
You get knocked out.
So we just decided to keep going. My grandfather smacks me up the side of both of us, the back of our head. Boom! I was like, dang, what was that for? He was like, that's just in case you think about doing it. Hey, he said, just in case. My grandfather, right? But we was calling Poppy, they were friends before. He said, it's for y'all too, just in case it even crosses your mind.
That was a warning shot.
I will tear you out the frame.
Oh,
and just kept it.
Hey, gosh, man.
Hey, and when you get bopped on the back of the head, your head. I was like, dang.
I'm sure he had big hands too.
Oh, right. Oh man, he got it good too. He's like, hey, just in case it goes through your mind to do something like that, you know what's coming.
Man, you was like, I was just watching.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, Jay, we got soft Qdoba guy. I don't know if you can beat that one. Qdoba guy, me and a friend couldn't find a basketball, so we were dunking a rock the size of a softball. I dunked it and came back and smacked me 7 inches in my eyebrow.
He on that show that was on MTV before it even came out.
Qdoba, you got some hood in you, man.
Yeah.
Bubba, we appreciate it. Today's show is fantastic. Get laughs all morning, man. I'm glad you're laughing, man. Sometimes
that's what you need.
The games like Nebraska, man, you got to laugh to keep them crying sometimes, man.
Right.
Nick, I want you to start rapping, man.
We'll see. Maybe.
Hey,
the tip drill was for real, though.
So what was a tip drill?
Or not tip drill. It was pumps and a bump. MC Hammer.
Oh, pumps and a bump.
Yeah. I don't know if that's going to happen anymore.
Do you remember this rap, Jay? I'm going to see if the listeners know who this rap is. In fact, I remember the lyrics. Okay, we go. I'm starving. I'm in the mood.
Yeah,
Plain and simple. I need food. I'll eat some beans, and very soon everybody in the place will leave the room because for some reason I can't reveal. So pass a banana so I can peel. I'll
ahead,
slide
Nick.
to the kitchen and stuff my face. I'm not leaving one crumb in the place because the beat's so funky like a big fat monkey, and it tastes so good like an almond joy. Joy, big and bad, meat and bone because my name is AD. I'm a ball boy. Remember that one?
Hey, Qdoba said, Rico and Nick, I swear to God, if you don't take that soft off my name, I will find you and hurt you.
I already took it off, Qdoba guy. Before you even texted it, I took it off.
Qdoba guy now.
As well as AA Ron. It was not soft, AA Ron, but we took that off as well.
Hey, that was the Fat Boys, remember?
Yeah.
Remember the old school
Put
Fat
it back.
Boys?
No, I'm not.
Put it back.
I'm
No,
not putting it
no,
back.
put it back. Everybody was acting soft during our show, so
you
started changing people's names. Yeah,
we started putting soft
Rico
and not
said, "I'm gonna just
soft.
call him what
you
I'm
want to
gonna
act
call him."
soft? I'm gonna call you soft.
We started acting soft
How
and
are they
not
at?
soft. I don't even remember what they were doing.
They were getting upset. I think it was when we were talking about Adrian, or it might have been sometime last week. We were talking about
It
something
was
else.
last week, I remember, because I was listening.
Yeah, we said something, and people were just like, "Oh, you can't do that," or something like that. So we're like, "Oh, you're soft."
Yeah, you're soft, and then people
Soft.
start texting in how they were soft or not
Yeah.
soft.
So I was like, "All right, you're soft. Here you go."
Dang.
Well,
Yeah.
here's something that's not soft that is, that's actually troubling, a troubling trend, Rico, that we got. Now, listen to these numbers, man. As far as talent evaluation, development, and retention, okay, we experienced too much attrition the past 4 years. Now, listen to these numbers, Rico. I want you to pay attention to this too. And add in, Nebraska's lost 56 scholarship players to the transfer portal, second most of the Big Ten. 40 of those departures came from players in the staff's first 3 recruiting classes. 40 of them. So basically your recruiting class is just leaving. Among those 56 scholarship players who transferred, 45 stayed in the program for 2 years or less. 19, listen to this, 19 were gone by the end of their first year. That's a whole recruiting class.
Yeah.
19.
That's
Nebraska.
56?
56.
Damn. I didn't know it was that many.
56. 45 stayed in the program for less than 2 years.
That 2018 recruiting class, pretty much everybody left.
This is through
This
2018.
is his first year?
Mhm.
But that was kind of like that was the first year. They were just kind of
Yeah.
it was putting it together, right? Last second.
There was one recruiting class where like all the corners left.
Those brothers from Miami.
The Florida ones.
Florida brothers.
They all left.
Said,
They
COVID,
did.
we out.
I mean, one just loaded his car up and tell anybody, just rolled out.
The middle of the night. So I'm
Dipped
out.
out.
Ghost in the night.
Of those 56 transfers, 43 played less than 100 career snaps on offense or defense. According to data from Pro Football Focus, there were 19 who played 0 snaps. Jay, you know this from playing at the highest level. There were teammates in Nebraska. There were guys. I mean, there was a culture that was established, was built. How do you build a culture with that type of attrition?
Man, well, yeah, it's hard. And that's probably some of the things that, when Scott was a head coach, he'd reference and stuff but it's also, you got to take some accountability for it. So, and it's hard sometimes when you're recruiting these kids, especially through COVID. And I think you didn't get a lot of like on-campus visits, I think, and stuff like that. So, you don't get to know the kid. And that's why I say it's always important to know the kid as much as athletes, because the disparity in the type of athletes that you're recruiting is minimal. If you're talking about a guy being 6'3" versus 6'5" or 6'4", that's nothing. Right. And, whether he, is coming out of high school and supposedly runs a 4.4 versus a guy who runs a 4.55, that's nothing. Because then it's like, do you play at that speed, X, Y, and Z? But what's inside them, I think, is what you're missing. And look, I have no problem telling you. There was times when I was a redshirt. I probably wanted to quit like 8 times.
Well, remember the time you told me when you were about to transfer to
Right.
Michigan?
Yeah, I was two days from going.
Yep.
Signed, sealed, and delivered. I was ready to go.
I know the story, but some of our listeners from 4 to 6 are obviously different 8
Right.
to 10. Tell them the story why you stayed and didn't go to Michigan.
Yeah, well, my dad pretty much said, well, what do you think is going to be happening up there? Do you think there ain't going to be competition? He was like, well, they got guys that they've already invested in. Yeah, you're going to play. I believe in you. But what's different than in Nebraska? He pretty much said, don't call back here no more with that stuff. Figure it out, and hung up the phone. I mean, that's if you know Chuck Foreman,
Chuck ain't playing, man.
it wasn't even articulated like that.
No, you said
it was a lot of curse words. This. Now, my Uncle Butch, was kind of like he would kind of smooth it over,
right,
and kind of get me to think it. But I was in my feelings, and that was after I had started. And I felt it was about me. I earned the spot. I didn't feel like I needed to be playing or rotating as much. But then it was I started thinking about the betterment of the team. The more you can do, I had to move to middle linebacker. Then I was like, well, dang, I really worked because I never had lifted weights before I got here. So I was already behind. And so I had to I felt like I put in so much extra time. I finally got comfortable. Then I was like, man, now I got to ramp it up even more. And you know what I was really mad at? I got to sacrifice again. And that's why I always talk about sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice? So I had to sacrifice going out, eating more, working out more. I had to study more because when I moved to middle linebacker, I wasn't middle linebacker side. So I had to figure out a way until I, put the lean muscle mass on or whatever you want to call it. I had to figure out a way to do it. And so I was more upset and I was, I guess, scared or just I didn't embrace the challenge right away because the easiest thing I was thinking about, hey, look, I won 2 national championships in 2 years. I was thinking, what else I need to do, right? It was like, and I knew Michigan had wanted me anyways, and one of my high school teammates was up there. So I was already and it was like, look, everybody is a freshman. If you're not playing, you think you're going to transfer. I mean, everybody, have that conversation, but I was really thinking about it. But I will tell you this, there's plenty times as a redshirt walking back to Abel Dorm, I was definitely thinking about quitting. There ain't even no question. I remember when I first got my car back. So my dad didn't let me bring my car. Here's the funny thing about it. My dad was like, if you want a car, you better go get a job. Well, I'm playing AU basketball and I'm trying to get ready for football. He's like, So I went and got me 2 jobs, one at Menards, which was funny because I swear if Menards, I know I was messing up at the cash register. They was like, yeah, let's go through his line because we getting like 80% discount. Because finally I was like, bump it, just leave. You know what I mean? And then I used to
merchandise was all messed,
inventory messed up. I was like, hey, I'm clocking out early, I'm out. And then so that didn't last that long because I wasn't good at the register. And then I went and I was working down at Rainbow Foods.
$1,000 worth of lumber, man, just take it, dog.
Yeah, dog. Hey, dog. And
pretty sure lumber's free.
And that was back.
Lumber's free today.
Hey, and that was when people, when they brought in their credit card, you had to take the thing and run it over so the ink would get on there. Yep. I was like, this old school. This is too much, right? So then I went down to Rainbow Foods and worked there. So I was stocking shelves and pushing carts. So I saved up my money to get my car, right? It was just like a Chevy Select. It was a piece. I mean, it was a hoopty, right? The brown one, right? Yep. Nicknamed it Brown Baby.
Yep, Brown Baby.
Remember the roof was covered. You get in there, you couldn't be on no date. You'd be like, hey, I didn't staple the roof up.
If it was raining outside, it was raining inside that car too.
Yeah, it was all moldy in there. So it was my car though. And so my dad was like, you're not going to have your car until you get your first semester of grades.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, cool. That's it. So I did well, got my car. And I remember I started spring ball, and this was come up and the spot was open because Troy Dumas and Clint Brown were gone. Troy Dumas got drafted by the Chiefs. Dude, I was like 7th on the depth chart. 7th as a scholarship guy. I was like, man, hey, I love T Sam. I used to look at T Sam like, boy, you lucky I don't come headbutt you right now. You know what I mean? Because there'd be like at the beginning of spring practice, you go through it, you worked all winter conditioning and them group works was hard. We'd be doing one-on-one blocks with the tight end, take on fullbacks, and then I get like 3 reps and 7th on the depth chart. I'm like, and then I see everybody like Octavius and McFarland them out there playing. I was like, man, I'm out of here. So yeah, I mean, there's plenty of times I thought about just packing up that car and just going back to the crib. But I know my dad would have probably sent me right back. 2, I was prideful. I didn't want to be that guy because I think when I left Minnesota, nobody thought I would make it. So I stayed then in the fight.
Humbled yourself.
But then the culture was everybody got me into the Nebraska way. And I knew I had to be patient. And I had to have some hard conversations with myself and coaches. The hardest thing coaches on this day and age, what they have to do, which I think the transfer portal has made them do like overnight, they constantly have to re-recruit the roster. Constantly.
Jay, you said a number of things. Before we get to our call from Bruce Morgan, Jay, you said a number of things. But one, hard conversation with myself.
Man.
That's huge. Second thing you just brought up there right there is re-recruit your roster, and that's a daily task.
Yeah, at least weekly, and then you have to do it during the season.
During the season.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is this. They see your actions more than they hear your words.
Right. That's why you got to be present, man.
You got to be present. We're going to take a quick break, folks. Bruce from Oregon, hold on. We'll have you on as soon as we pay some bills. You're on the drive. AD and Raph, we got the Hall of Famer Jay Foreman in with us as well. We'll be right back.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Career Days will provide you with hands-on experience as you learn alongside SCC faculty and students and our industry partners. This provides you with a first-hand look at career opportunities in construction, agriculture, automotive, manufacturing and engineering, transportation, and healthcare. Learn more about SCC Career Days at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
An entire week celebrating Lincoln's Craft Brewers is just around the corner. September 26th through October 2nd is Lincoln Craft Brew Week. Head to lincoln.org/beer tour for a complete schedule of events at your favorite local establishments. Brought to you by the Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for mechanics of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage, full benefits package, along with paid time off within just 60 days of employment, as well as a 401k and a boot and clothing allowance. Interested in becoming a part of the Landmark difference? Apply now at landmarkimp.com/careers or contact Deanna 402-310-7561 or email careers@landmarkimp.com. That's landmarkimp.com. Landmark Implement is an equal opportunity employer.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Chances are you've tried fruitcake before. Chances are it looked pretty weird. Lots of colors that don't really exist in nature. Chances are it tasted weird. Chances are you need to try fruitcake again. Grandma's fruitcake from Beatrice Bakery. None of that weird stuff you didn't like, just real fruit, premium nuts, and the delicious flavor combination of brandy, bourbon, and rum to meld all that together. See for yourself. Grandma's Fruitcake from Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit asbmidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
At Allo, we think you deserve the fiber things in life. Like binging your favorite TV shows and movies buffer-free, next level, lag-free gaming, and video calls without frozen faces. So say goodbye to lag and buffering and hello to super fast fiber internet with dedicated 24/7 support for total peace of mind. Plus, no hidden fees, no expiration dates, and no contracts, ever. From dependable service to exceptional support, experience the fiber things with Allo. Go to allofiber.com/fiberthings and switch today.
Did you know that the U.S. has added over 1,100 new breweries in the last 18 months? Learn more by shopping at Myers Cork and Bottle, 13th and South, and by tuning into Thirsty Thursdays with Kevin Myers, because sports are better with a drink in your hand and a friend at your side.
An entire week celebrating Lincoln's Craft Brewers is just around the corner. September 26th through October 2nd is Lincoln Craft Brew Week. Head to lincoln.org/beer tour for a complete schedule of events at your favorite local establishments. Brought to you by the Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau.
If you need to sell equipment and trucks, Ritchie Brothers' new Lincoln Satellite Yard lets you free up space at your property and get local access to all Ritchie Brothers auctions. Drop your equipment off and sell it online at any Ritchie Brothers auction, Iron Planet, or via Marketplace E. The yard is at 8801 US 6 Lincoln. It's secure and makes for easy in-person buyer inspections and pickup. Take advantage of this yard to sell at Ritchie Brothers' Great Plains Regional Auction, September 15th and 16th. For details, visit rbauction.com/Lincoln.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And, of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh,
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
I grew up hearing that women are bad with money. But like many of you, I spent years paying bills, managing checking accounts, and taking care of my family. So turns out women are pretty good with money after all. And now I'm taking control of my financial future by saving for retirement. It's never too late to start, and there's a great website to help you. Check out WeSaySaveIt.org and jumpstart your retirement savings on your budget and your timeline. That's WeSaySaveIt.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Chris Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, you're back on The Drive. AD and Raph. We got Nick, and we got the Hall of Famer Jay Foreman filling in for Raph. We have Bruce from Oregon. Bruce, what's happening, my man?
Hey, what's going on, AD?
What's up,
my question is, will the bye week help? And what's a goal for the Huskers this year for our defense? Like, what's your thoughts? Is it going to still be like 8 games are going to still get killed in the run game, in the passing? Like, what can we do? Do we just put kids in that just want to play?
Bingo.
What do we do?
Bruce, I'm going to answer this, and I'm going to have Jay answer the defensive part too, him being the guru on that. I'm going to say from this off week, this bye week couldn't have came at a better time. Not only to the players, I think the whole state needed a breath and just to breathe and a pause, if you would. But for the team, you think about this, Bruce, and you think about all the listeners out there. Okay, and I said this yesterday on the show. I'm going to kind of repeat it because, Bruce, you bring up some great points, and you think about what this team has been through. Think about this. September 10th, you get the brakes beat off you by Georgia Southern. Morse yards, 642 in the history of Memorial Stadium. The next day, September 11th, Frost is fired. September 17th, a lot of hype going to the game. Mickey has a 5-day runway. Not a long time. You lose to OU, you get exposed. The next day, on the 18th, Derek Schneider is let go. Now we have this bye week. So you think about all those major things that have happened. We needed that week big time, Nebraska versus Nebraska. So I think with this off week, what it's done, Bruce, I can't give you the answers on that. What I would hope, and knowing Mickey in the way that he runs things, he wanted to find out who's really in, who's bought in. Who really wants to play football for Nebraska?
I think it's also big. Sorry, Jay, I don't want to step back to this, but I think it's also big for Mickey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
trying to get,
the way the way that he was brought into this was Trev Alberts calls him up. Hey, man, you're the next in line. You got this. It's you, and that's how it happened. And Mickey was not. I mean, here's the thing: when Mickey came to Nebraska, he had an idea that this might have happened. He understood when he took the associate head coaching job that Nebraska's in a tough spot, right?
Yeah.
But I think Mickey, in these first couple weeks, learned a lot about the program, learned a lot about things that he would like to change. And having a bye week to where you don't have to prep for a team necessarily, you can kind of not take a step back, but take a breath, like Jay just said. Take a breath, get your feet under you, and like you said, AD, figure out who's really with you and who's not. And figure out who you got on Saturday, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard situation to go into because every coach, most of them want to be a head coach and strive to the highest level. They don't want to become head coach because the coach that brought them in to be associate head coach and wide receiver ends up getting let loose because ultimately everybody's thinking we didn't do a good enough job, coaches and players. Now, whether that's true or not, that's just how competitors think. So as a competitor, Mickey's going to say, okay, I've seen some things and I've really seen some things Oklahoma. So now we need to get back to basics, and we're going to see exactly where everybody's at moving forward because we still have a lot of season left. And if I'm a player that hadn't been playing a lot of, up until then, I'm looking at it. I got a new lease on life, and I get a chance to play because obviously, particularly on defense, whether it's Shenander being the defensive coordinator or Bill Bush, some of those guys that should have been playing well haven't been playing well, and maybe they've been playing well in small spurts, but they definitely hasn't been consistent, and they haven't been cohesive as a unit. So there's opportunity there, but you got to find out who's in there with you or not. It's not an ideal situation, but football, a lot of times, it's how you deal with adversity, what makes you a good team or not. And I think it's Jason Kelsey, the center for the Eagles. I like listening to him.
The one that got hurt.
No, it's Travis Kelsey's brother.
Okay,
and he's at the Eagles.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, I don't. You're never. Football teams are never good when you're comfortable. He's like, we haven't done anything right yet. Expectations are just fictitious. You need to be coming and trying to come to work every day to practice, to get better at something and always improve.
Right.
That's the same thing that's got to go on right here. And if everybody takes that type of mentality, then you'll see a different team and a different looking team, come, against Indiana. What they also need to also look at it, the season's not over. You can still make a bowl game. If you really get out of your own way and really embrace coaching and have some hard talks with yourself and recover with it, you can get in the Big Ten West race because look, Iowa's not they're not a juggernaut.
Northwestern hasn't won since they beat us.
Northwestern isn't, and Iowa and Wisconsin not a juggernaut. Now Minnesota's looking really good, but you just never know what you're going to face later, with how they're going to be later in the season.
Right.
So at the end of the day, it starts your season if you really want to just kind of flip your mind and say, look, we got an 8-game season.
That's right.
What we do right here will dictate the outcome of how we feel how this season goes, both individually and collectively, coaches included. So, he's got to have all hands on deck, and you got to go that way. So I think it's just one of those things that, the leadership and the team, like Mickey and the coaches only can do so much.
That's right.
This is what people understand. Like, even when the Frost and Shenander, you only can say so many things. It's sooner or later, you have got to want to play.
Exactly. We were talking about that yesterday.
And you got to be tired of getting your butt kicked.
Right.
At some point in time, if we're on that team and me and AD are leaving and getting in the car, we got to look at ourselves like, bro, this ain't what we came here for.
Right.
We're better than this. And then it's got to 2, got to turn into 4, 6. And then
a rising tide lifts all boats. You got to start with somebody though,
and mean it though.
Yeah,
because you can't say stuff and then get out there and be playing like garbage or loafing.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, it's your actions are going to need to speak so loud that nobody.
You don't have to say anything.
You don't have to say anything.
And I think and first of all, Bruce Morgan, we appreciate the call, brother. Thank you for calling in, man. You got some great questions. And Jay, what you just said, it's the epitome of Coach Osborne. He didn't have to talk loud and yell because his actions backed up, his intensity backed it up. So he didn't have to yell at us. And the thing about that, you were a guy that didn't say a whole lot, but your pads were loud.
Right.
Your pads were loud as hell. And that's what, but Jay, I'm wondering who those guys are going to be.
Yeah, you just never know.
I think that's yet to be determined.
Yeah. It's it's a great opportunity, though. We
got a guy right here. I'll read these off. Corey and Carney, they either remind me of the Death Troop rap back in the day. Yes, he's that rap group. Hey, and 6'5", I agree. 5166 says, is it possible to get a cut of Jay's commentary on sacrifice? We will definitely do that because that is caller. That is literally a recipe for people need to listen to on that. Jeremy, Texas Jeremy, going to read this real fast. You got some great points here.
Yes, he does.
If Mickey is not the guy for full-time gig, Chris Kilman, head coach. The current head coach at North Dakota State. Yep. Keep Mickey as assistant head coach, wide receiver. Keep Bush as well. Build the North Dakota system here. Yes, you got to be present. You want to elaborate a little? We'll talk about that when we get back. Text and Jeremy, you coach a football team down there, but you put in the hours. Exactly. You have to put in the hours, especially when you're making that kind of money. Texas and Jeremy appreciate that. And Qdoba, once again, he goes, I think big thing with kids these days is accessories and looking. You nailed it. Yeah. Take away all the accessories that aren't medically required. If you want to look that part, you got to play the part. I'm with you. Yeah, we're going to pay some bills, fellas, when we're back.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Casey's General Stores is giving away 2 tickets to each Nebraska football home game this season. To enter, just head to any Casey's General Store location in Lincoln during the football season, scan the QR code at the front counter, and fill out the online form. One winner will be chosen at random 2 days before that week's game. So head over to Casey's, stock up on all your tailgating snacks and drinks, and register to win 2 tickets to a Nebraska football game, brought to you by Casey's General Store and 93.7 The Ticket.
Nebraska fans, it's almost time for college football season. Brokers Insurance Agency in Lincoln is a proud donor of Nebraska Athletics. Brokers Insurance Agency is located at 33rd and A Streets in the heart of Lincoln. At Brokers, they can help you with all your insurance needs. Let them worry about your insurance so you have more time to enjoy the college football season. Call one of their licensed agents today at 402-420-5353 or visit their website at brokersinsurancene.com. Go Big Red.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Hopcat exists at the intersection of great beer and delicious food, complemented by music, art, community, and comfort. Home to a best-in-class beer experience served by craft beer experts, guests can expect a casual, inviting local gathering place with some of the best damn burgers and fries you'll find in Lincoln. There is no better place to watch any Nebraska game other than the 50-yard line at Memorial Stadium. Hopcat is located at 6th and P in the Haymarket. To plan your next trip to Hopcat, visit www.hopcat.com.
Keep your tailgate cool with the dazzling hot deal from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase of only $1,500 or more. Take advantage of interest-free financing with no money down. Sartor Heyman has gorgeous jewelry in every price range, so buy her the diamonds she's been dreaming of and get instantly rewarded with a Yeti cooler for free. Offer ends soon, so hurry in and snatch up this cool jewelry deal. Sartor Heyman Jewelers, a Nebraska tradition since 1905.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Chris Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Someone talked about, I think it was, Texas Jeremy mentioned you got to be present. And Qdoba Guy had a great point, too, the accessory part of it, too, and we appreciate the call, Bruce Morgan. Jim, when you talk about present, what do you think players have to see?
Man, they want, I'm sure, every player is different, but I'm a firm believer if these players know you're coming from a place of that you really care about them, that you can coach them as hard as you need to. And you got to coach every player different.
Yeah.
When I was down there last year, the way that I would probably approach Caleb Tanner is different than I would coach or approach Garrett Nelson. It's different than how I talk to Jamari Butler. It's different than how I talk to Blaze Gunnerson or somebody like that.
Yeah.
So being present is like, a lot of times I talk to him a lot about a lot of things outside of football. Quentin, like Newsom, I talked to a lot of him about, the disappointment of not having his black shirt and what it means, what it's going to mean when you get it. And about where he's from, how he's going to represent it and use that negative as a positive. So being present is being present in everything that they do.
Yeah. Everything.
Schoolwork, life, trying to get them to see past today
Yeah.
Like, understanding, like, look, bro, don't give them any excuse to say that you aren't a good teammate. So if you have to put in a sacrifice to make sure that you know, are leaner, get your weight, whatever you need that coaches want you to do, or that they can say, oh, well, AD hasn't done this. So you want to be dependable. So they're thinking about, oh, well, you know, say they want them, you know, a player to put on 5 pounds. They're thinking like they was, but no, they want to know, can they depend on you? Because that 5 pounds is going to make you a better player. Ultimately, it's going to make you a better defense. And ultimately, it's going to help you out at the end. It's a sacrifice that you have to give up, though.
I want you, Jay, to comment on this. Play that clip from Any Given Sunday again, man. We got it on there? Maybe not on there right now. We don't have it.
The Al Pacino?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, he says inch by inch, yard by yard, play by play.
Yeah.
Jay, when you're who are those guys you're looking for who are going to do it inch by inch,
You got to
yard by
do, yeah,
yard?
yeah. Every rep, every play. Look, nobody's perfect, but you got to go out there with the intention of, I'm going to win this play. Then I'm going to win the next play. Then we are going to win this play. It's got to be, we have got to do whatever we need to do to get the job done. No matter how dirty, ugly, on the borderline of being, I guess, quote unquote, dirty, nasty, play with an edge. This is what we got to do.
Yeah.
Because again, this is a sacrifice that you have to do. If you are generally a happy-go-lucky guy, but when you turn on the field, you got to be nasty.
There's got to be a switch.
Because that's a sacrifice. That's the simple sacrifice. I need to be able to depend on you. We talked about the Kobe Bryant, right?
Oh, man.
They're coming out with a documentary of the Redeem Team, I think it's called.
It's ridiculous.
And they're
man.
talking
I gotta show you
about
this clip.
they're about to play Spain. And Paul Gasol is on the team. And Spain has been like, you know, at that time had the leg up on the U.S. team. And so they brought in Kobe, LeBron, and all those guys. And Kobe told his teammates, first play of the game, I'm running through Paul Gasol's chest. And they were like, no, you ain't. He's your teammate.
I'm running through his chest.
He's like, I know what they're going to run the first play of the game, which is essentially, and it's called the Allen Iverson cut. You know, we run it, you know, in the little, you know, AAU teams that I coach. So it's pretty much a, you know, long screen. Allen Iverson used to kill people on it. And Paul Gasol was the last guy that said, you know, a pick or, you know, across like a free throw line level. Kobe Bryant didn't even try to get around the pick. He ran right through him. But what he was
I'm gonna show you
doing,
this clip, Nick.
But what he was doing is he's letting you know, look, when we play sports, there's no friends.
No friends.
And number two, he's showing his teammates, I'm willing to sacrifice running into my teammate that he has to go win an NBA championship with for us to win a gold medal. Right here, right now. This is what I got to do.
And what did LeBron say? What did the big man that used to play for Miami?
Chris Bosh,
Chris Bosh,
yeah.
And then you also had
Carmelo Anthony and with Dwayne. They was like, oh, Kobe did that. We ain't losing this game.
We're not losing. Kobe did that, so we're not losing this game.
The first play of the game, though.
He runs through this guy's chest. I mean, and he says it in so many words. We can't say the words, but he really said on, you know, FCC rules. He goes, the first play of the game. They're like, man, you ain't about to do that. He goes, watch. He hit. I mean, I was proud of the hit he laid on
Right, it was a football hit.
It was a football hit.
He put his forearm right through his chest, not Paul Gasol, all the way out of bounds.
And Gasol's a big man.
And didn't even care about the foul.
Didn't help him out. Didn't care.
But here's another story about it. I ran into Avery Johnson. He played with the San Antonio Spurs.
Yep.
And he was talking about when he first got in the league that when they played Utah, and he was guarding John Stockton. And Jeff Hornacek, they'd run like pick and roll with Jeff.
Oh, yeah, and they was dirty.
Right. And he couldn't do it. So a veteran told him, said, the first time you come down there against Jeff Hornacek, you put your forearm in his chest, he won't pick you like that no more. And after that, he had no problems getting through that pick.
No problems.
None. Right in his chest, Nick.
We're going to take our last
put that
break,
forearm
folks.
right in your chest, Nicholas.
So whatever's going on today, put a form in somebody's chest. But if you're at work, don't put a form in somebody's chest because you might be unemployed and you'll be listening to the ticket all day long from the crib. So this is The Drive with AD and Rav. Got the Hall of Famer Jay Foreman with us this morning. We'll be right back.
Hopcat exists at the intersection of great beer and delicious food, complemented by music, art, community, and comfort. Home to a best-in-class beer experience served by craft beer experts, guests can expect a casual, inviting local gathering place with some of the best damn burgers and fries you'll find in Lincoln. There is no better place to watch any Nebraska game other than the 50-yard line at Memorial Stadium. Hopcat is located at 6th and P in the Haymarket. To plan your next trip to Hopcat, visit www.hopcat.com.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Keep your tailgate cool with the dazzling hot deal from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase of only $1,500 or more. Take advantage of interest-free financing with no money down. Sartor Heyman has gorgeous jewelry in every price range, so buy her the diamonds she's been dreaming of and get instantly rewarded with a Yeti cooler for free. Offer ends soon, so hurry in and snatch up this cool jewelry deal. Sartor Heyman Jewelers, a Nebraska tradition since 1905.
Tractor Supply is looking for full-time team members for their Waverly Distribution Center. Applicants can expect a 3- and 4-day work week schedule with additional overtime days with both day and night shift schedules available. Stand-up forklift and high-reach forklift experience is a plus for open positions, but they're willing to train for those without experience. At Tractor Supply, they work hard, have fun, and make money. Apply today at tractorsupply.jobs.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew live from Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Brought to you by A1 Automotive, Mullen Motors, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Bauer Underground, Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group, and Ritchie Brothers.
Need to send a message? Send it with cake. Congratulations? Here's a congratulations chocolate rum cake from Beatrice Bakery. Thank you? Say thank you with an amaretto cake. I'm sorry that I accidentally hit your mailbox with my car as I was backing out of the driveway and then continued right into your prized petunias. You say that with a lemon drop cake. Everybody knows that. Beatrice Bakery in downtown Beatrice or online at beatricebakery.com. Here to help you say whatever it is you need to say. Welcome to our world of yum.
If you need to sell equipment and trucks, Ritchie Brothers' new Lincoln Satellite Yard lets you free up space at your property and get local access to all Ritchie Brothers auctions. Drop your equipment off and sell it online at any Ritchie Brothers auction, Iron Planet, or via Marketplace E. The yard is at 8801 US 6 Lincoln. It's secure and makes for easy in-person buyer inspections and pickup. Take advantage of this yard to sell at Ritchie Brothers' Great Plains Regional Auction, September 15th and 16th. For details, visit rbauction.com/Lincoln.
Get a lot of advice about self-care these days, but one of the most important self-care steps we can take is making sure we're financially secure later in life. For small steps you can take to save for retirement, visit WeSaySaveIt.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
This is The Drive with AD and Raph on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is that ice cold Michelle fight for that white gold. This one for them hood girls, them good girls, straight masterpieces. Stylin', wildin', living it up in the city.
Yeah. We talk about playing with an edge.
Yeah.
He coming 2 forearms still upside your head.
Folks, you're back on The Drive with AD and Raph. We got the Hall of Famer
knocking your stuff loose.
Jay Foreman with us. We got Rico as well. We were just with Terrell Farley. We were back here talking about violence, how you got to have a violent football player. Football is a violent sport. People say it's a contact sport. No, it's a violent sport. It's a collision sport. Husker driver said, I was the nicest guy in the world, but when I stepped on the football field, you didn't want to be on the other side of me because I would knock your head off. Husker driver, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You need that. I don't want to play with a bunch of nice guys on the field.
Terry Keneally was all like quiet, like country dude, just kind of.
Oh, yeah. Hey, how are you today, buddy?
Yeah. Man, he get out there, man. He be looking crazy.
I'm going to rip your head off.
Right.
Wait, what happened? How are you, buddy guy?
Right,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
It's a real deal when you get out there, you playing that combat sport.
We got 0760 says, I'm 74 and have to say between VJ, Jay Foreman, and UAD, I've learned more about football, about being a team and personal accountability. I've very understood. Thank you very much. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you calling in, with us in the black shirt. Terrell, of course, there's a bond that we have.
Right.
You know, we talk a lot of trash.
man. We went, but it was not easy.
No, there were times I think we got the black shirt joining us right now, Terrell as well. Terrell and Jay, we were cool, just like my man said. We were great off the field. We'd hang, but on the field, how many brawls? How many fights you think we happen in practice during the week?
Oh, all week.
Yeah.
All week, any day of the week.
Any day.
I remember
pads, no pads, it didn't matter.
I chased Chevin Wiggins for a whole spring. He got me when I was running to a play and he got me on a crackback. I tried to I was like, dog, I'm gonna get you. But I love Chevin, but he knew I was like, I'm trying to rip your head off.
Because see, as we as receivers knew you pesky linebackers, you couldn't play fearful at Nebraska as a receiver. You couldn't play fearful as a linebacker because you'd be exposed.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be by the coaches. Your teammates would be like, we don't do that here in Nebraska like that.
Yeah.
So you can be as soft as you want off the field and be just, talk, be nice. Yeah. But on the field, Terrell, I want to ask both of you guys, especially playing backers, because you guys were two of the best to ever do it. Was it easy to turn that switch on? Was it easy to turn on? What drove you guys to say, you know what?
That switch was already on when it came on the field.
So that's the key point. You have to recruit guys
that like to compete.
That love the game.
Yeah. Love the game. And they already have the switch. You don't have to like be a carpenter and come in and cut the drywall out and install an electric box where there's not one. You guys already had the hardware there.
Yeah. But then sometimes I think the environment ramped it up to the 20th power. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that's what I think made us good is we fed off each other. I know I could depend on Farley. He could depend on me. I could depend on Jason and Christian. We could that was just the way. But I love football. Yeah. I love to compete. Yeah. So I don't understand.
What did Mickey say when he first got here? I want players that love football, not like football.
Yeah. I don't understand that, man.
You gotta love it. It's just like me playing with Jay, man. That was, me and Jay had we was linebacker brothers, so we had that bond. Even off the field, you mess with Jay, you mess with me.
Yeah.
So I don't care who you are. You mess with him, you mess with me.
And we rolled deep.
And so we was a family, dog. Yeah. And that defense is special, man. Especially playing with them other 10 guys. And, and you could tell how great we were because we fed off everybody. I mean, it's like, okay, let's see how many tackles we can get before they pull us out.
Right.
So and
you made a game within a game.
And it took me time to figure out how special it was because I was the new guy. I was the JUCO guy. I never seen football like this. And then they welcomed me. And then when I started playing more, I kind of felt like, hey, this is special, man. This group right here is, this is something that I always live to play with 10 great guys. Yeah. Not just one or two, but play with 10 great ones.
But see, Terrell, you guys, and folks, I'm going to encourage you listeners to do something. Watch the 95 championship game again. And you're going to see Terrell and Jay and about 30 other dudes on the defense. I was watching it about 2 weeks ago when I was traveling. And I was like, this was insane. It was insane.
Man, you
guys were like sharks when they threw what do they call that?
Piranhas?
The chub. They're not chub. It's called
it's chub.
Chub. Yeah, it's chub. I got it right. When they would throw, they throw the chub up there. You see them sharks come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
that was you guys. I was watching that game. I'm like, them dudes were like insane.
Oh yeah, it was.
That's what Nebraska football is about. So I'm encouraging our listeners go back. And I know right now. I know some of you guys. Well, we're not that way, but that's the way it could be and should be.
It's not even about the 90s. It's just about how you play football.
Yeah. It's how you play football.
I don't understand everything. I think just kids these days, not all of them, right? Because when you talk in general, everybody think there is outliers to it, and there are some guys that love football. I think right now you got to find ways to bring it out of them.
Yeah. You got to get to know them to know.
I think a lot of the things that they do, even down to teen, a lot of things they do is circumstantial.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And when you play football, it can't be circumstances. It can't be circumstantial. It's either you in or you out.
Yeah.
And when I look in that huddle, I can't have no doubt.
No, you can see it in their eyes.
Right.
Yeah.
And I always tell people when you look at it, I'm big in looking somebody's eyes, right? Because I've been looking in, Jason Peter, Terrell Farley, all Mike Minard, all them dudes, Tyrone Williams, all them. Yeah, Tyrone, he barely came in the huddle. But when I look in his eyes, I know he got it.
He was a dog out there.
When you look at him and point at him right there,
yep.
Yeah.
Well,
You know what time it is.
And that makes it even better.
Even better.
Because, with us, me and Jay, we line up. We know what we're doing.
Yep.
We practice
You're in the heat
hard.
of it.
We practice hard all week.
Yep.
And we practice to perfection. You
Right.
know, we're not just going to run that play one time for the whole week.
Right.
We're going to run that play 100 times. We're going to know in the game what they're doing. And what I want to do, me and Jay competition, because we linebackers. I want to make the first tackle. Who want to make the first tackle?
Love that.
But then, as a team, we all want to make the first tackle.
Hey, man.
See, Terrell, what you just said 100 times is that quote I said on Monday. Bruce Lee said, I'm not afraid of the guy that practiced 10,000 kicks. I'm afraid of the guy that practiced one kick 10,000 times.
Yeah.
Right.
Just like what you mentioned right there, 100 times, because you don't once y'all saw it, because you practiced it the same thing over and over and over until you couldn't get it wrong.
Yeah.
And you guys played with a sense of urgency every play. Our practices were easier than the games. I mean, our games were easier than the practices to me. Because we practiced so intense in practice. By the time the game got there, like you said, Terrell, you knew, both you guys knew, I only got about a quarter and a half to get these tackles. Game
I got to get my rocks off.
Yeah.
I got right.
It's one thing I'm going to say, even at practice, when them black shirts got in the huddle, we knew what time it was. We want to go out there. We want to dominate. Even at practice, we don't care if it's who we playing against.
Didn't matter.
It's just like when Scott was on the scout team. You get your butt kicked too. We
Y'all
don't
beat
care.
him to a
We don't
pulp.
care.
We did not care.
Beat his tail when he came back as a quarterback. But you didn't care. It didn't matter if it was Scott. It didn't matter if it didn't matter who it was.
It could have been Coach Osborne.
It wouldn't matter.
Hey, he would have got it.
He would have got it. He would have got the business.
And that's just practice, not fights. We just saying practice.
You know what, fellas? That's what, and it'll be interesting, the press conference today. And we already know, we'll talk about some of the roster changes tomorrow because we'll have more information once Mickey talks today. I think Coach Bush is going to be talking today as well. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow. But I tell you what, man, it's always a blessing and a pleasure to have your Husker brothers with you. Folks, it's The Drive with AD and Raph. We got Rico coming in, taking over for Nick. We appreciate Jay, the Hall of Famer, coming in, filling in for Raph. Raph is on the road. Appreciate the black shirt Terrell that came in. Terrell's actually going to be up from 10 to 12 on the captain with him and VJ as well as Coven. Folks, thanks for hanging out this morning. Have a great Tuesday. Listen for the press conference coming on today. We'll see you tomorrow morning. The Drive with AD and Raph on the Ticket.